What's good, y'all? Today, this video is a long time coming. I started working on this like 10 months ago, I think. A long time coming. But today we finna be ranking every Shazam comic essential reading. Shazam, aka Captain Marvel. I probably put aka Captain Marvel in the title. I don't feel like it. Essential reading. Now, what is this essential reading? So what I did was I went on Google, I looked up Shazam essential reading. I clicked on the first site. I said, okay, cool. I saw some stuff that was missing. I'm missing gaps in there. So I went again on Google. I looked at the second site. I said, okay, boom, we good. Now, in hindsight, I probably should have gone to the DC Wiki and said, DC Wiki, because they be having OD readings on there. But I mean, I got through this 43 comics right here. There's some others that are technically like side comic or like essentially I went through 43 plus comics that either straight up just Shazam comics that is a Shazam comic, or it's like a feature. So for example, you have like Cyborg New 52 where he was a background feature. You have Hella Risen, aka the Dark Knights Metals, all that stuff, right? His part in the storyline, right? So where he was involved in the storyline, you know what I'm saying? I also had a little bit of additions with like Black Adam, right? You know, so there's some generous additions here a little bit where it was kind of just like Black Adam, but he was a little bit involved, or like War of the Gods. We're going to get to that later. You have multiple storylines, multiple events that take place. I might shuffle it around a little bit, but I feel like the order is honestly fine. For the 50s, I read a few. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get that far in the 50s. I didn't get to Steamboat Bill. I didn't get that far. I'm not gonna lie to you. The 70s, I thought I read all the 70s, but there were some 70s that I missed. But I want to say I probably read like 50-60% of the 70s. The official like 1973 run, I read that, but there was some alternate stuff that I didn't like, World's Finest stuff like that. I was like, nah, I'm not reading all that. And then, but everything after that, so like 80s beyond, you know what I'm saying, JSA, GLA, all that stuff, I read all that. So, and a lot of side missions that I'm going to be grading them by this criteria you see right here. So first tier, we actually gonna start from the bottom, right? We got, I ain't reading all that. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. I ain't reading all that. And even after I did read it, if I had to go back in time and say, yo, read this or don't read it, I'll say, nah, I'm not trying to read all that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's not all that, bro. Let's say that's bad necessarily, but I ain't trying to read all that. Then you got room for improvement, where again, pretty self-explanatory. There's room for improvement. You know, I could see a little potential here, but you know, there's clearly areas where the writing, you know what I'm saying, the treatment of the character, etc., could be improved. Above that, we have hashtag for lore. So I'm reading it for lore purposes. It's not necessarily bad. Again, it's cool. It's alright. But, you know, it's probably skippable if I wasn't just, you know what I'm saying, doing it for the lore. And so that by the time I'm reading the comics in 2022, 2023, 2024, I'm seeing references that's like, oh, I see. So this writer was reading this comic when they incorporated this. So it's like lore purposes. Then we got good, which is, yeah, it was good. It was good. It could have been kind of good, pretty good, very good, but it was just good. You know what I'm saying? Then we got peak. You start to question, is this peak? Like, is this really the top of the top? Is this as best as it gets? Is this that stuff? You better reading it, be like, this is that stuff for real. All right, and then we got finally my marvelous captain tier. You know, people be calling their glorious king, right? So I put my spin on that. I said my marvelous captain, for that's that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's that stuff. Them elite reads. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So first of all, the first one, looking at it, this is not in chronological order, obviously, is Billy Batson and the Magic of Shazam, where it's like written in like a little kid style, even though obviously he starts out, he's like 13, usually around 13, sometimes a little older. But yeah, it's written in like a kid style. It looked like Fairly Odd Parents a little bit, not really, but like kind of, sort of. And I'll probably say it's for lore. It's for lore, because honestly, when I first started reading it, I was like, bruh, the art style threw me off. The art style threw me for a loop, because it was just like a bunch of like crayon writing on the thing. I was like, okay, like I was like, let me humor it. And the dialogue, bro, the thing that is annoying is that the dialogue is like, they be dragging it, bro. They like, for what looks like it's like a kids centered or targeted towards like kids, they be yapping, bro. They be not really that they be yapping per se. I say they talk above average in the dialogue. It's really the exposition. They have mad exposition, and it's not even like lore type of exposition for real. It's mostly just them explaining the plot, or not explaining like the past, where it'll have the wizard having a whole monologue about, oh, this is good and this is evil, da 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 da, and da 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 da, and I had a, this is why I chose this guy as my champion, da 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 da. And it's like, it just gets, it's every issue, and there's like freaking 13 14 issues, so I think it was like 20 issues. It was a lot of issues, bruh. It felt like a lot of issues while I was reading it. I was like, bruh. But as I started got get into it and I got a little more used to the art style, I was like, okay, this is actually somewhat cool. And there's some lore stuff that they do. There's some stuff they do with the lore where it comes back later, where it's like, oh, that came from this. So this is like a for lore type of thing. I mean, it is room for improvement, kind of, but just because like the stuff actually kind of comes back too. It's not like a super bad story wise. It's just like the amount of exposition is so crazy that it's like it's mad exposition, man. All right, and we got 64 pages of new Captain Marvel adventures. Reprint, or it was printed at the same time as a Wiz Comics. I feel like I should put it in the same tier as Wiz Comics. No, actually, I'll put it in room for improvement, because I feel like it was more. Wiz is, I ain't reading all that for multiple reasons, right? So, new Captain Marvel Adventures, it was like better graphically. I feel like it was better graphically, and it got more into the lore of like, not more into the lore. They both went into the lore, so you could technically put them before lore, but I would just put it in like, it was more basic. It was like foundational. Actually, no. This is like a definition of for lore, because they weren't actually really bad. And you know, I got to take into account that this is the old days. This is like the old comics, right? So, you know what I'm saying? They were doing things like, it was the foundations, it was the building blocks, right? And they had some decent looking storylines and stuff like that, talking about the Captain N-word, but not the N-word you're thinking of, the other one. And you know, Savannah and the Mr. Mind and the freaking Aunt Minerva and, you know, all that, right? The Monster Society Evil, the development of that. Oh yeah, they had the Monster Society of Evil arc. I forgot. That was the arc that I read separately, because it was printed separately. So I actually boosted up in the rankings, because they actually did some stuff in that arc that was like, okay, this is pretty cool. Yeah, this is calm, right? And then for the original Wiz Comics, right? Obviously it's the OG, right? I had to read some of it. That was, but I read some of it before I went back into the, you know what I'm saying, went up in the times. It's the, at the end of the day, it's the 70s, bro. I mean, not the 70s, it's the 50s, the 40s. It was the 40s actually, yeah, because the first printed in 1940. So yeah, it's the 40s, bro. Like, if you've ever read a comic from the 40s, you know, like, you know how it is, bro. If you've read them old action comics, detective comics, any type of comic from that era, bro, Sandman, whatever it is, like, it's low-key unreadable, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's low-key unreadable. I spoiled myself by reading comics nowadays before even starting that. So like, if that's like the first comic you ever read, it's cool, it's calm. Especially if you're like 8 years old or whatever, it's cool. But now I'm I'm a whole guy, a whole man, like, after reading all the type of manga comics and reading this freaking 50s with the freaking manuscripted graphic old ass, like, it looked like it was wrinkled like an old ass newspaper, and it's the most basic of basic storylines. It's like, and not only that, compounded on top of that is that it wasn't just like Shazam, it was Wiz Comics. So it was him and it was some other people in there too. If the originally started as Flash Comics #1, so, but yeah, it had a bunch of other characters involved in it too, to where I'm like, okay, it's not even like I could just read my guy. I gotta go to like page, either be page like 1 to 10 or like page like 20. Like, I gotta go, like, I gotta scroll to page 20 to read my guy and skip past all the extra stuff, you feel me, for my guy specifically. And it's like, nah, I'm not trying to do all that, bro. I'm not reading all that, bro. But respect to the OG, respect to CC Beck, you know what I'm saying? Respect to the OGs, but I'm not reading all that, bro. I'm honestly not reading all that. All right, boom. Let's go to Convergent Shazam, where they collaborated. It combined with Gotham by Dictate Gaslight, which is the 19 or Victorian era Gotham, where there was all them villains and stuff like that. It was interacting. I actually, this is very good. I wouldn't say it's peak, but it's very good because I love the fact that they actually brought them back after way after This is like in the 2010s, I think. So yeah, this is in 2010s. So they brought the OG characters back after freaking Crisis, and after the crisis that happened after, they brought them OGs back as if they never left. The OGs on Earth S, you feel me? From the 50s comics, right? That got suspended in time, and then, which is the lore reason why they put a lore reason why they stopped publishing them in the 50s, and then they brought it back in the 70s, and they said, okay, boom, they were stuck in outer space basically for 20 years, and then boom, they came out. It was a whole different era, all this other stuff, and they brought those specific characters right back and continued that. I love the fact that they did that, and it was good reads too. Like the comic itself was good too. It was honestly, I might push it up, but it has comp. It has good, especially because it was only like 2 issues. So, but it was very good. I really enjoyed it. And I love the art. Like the art style is beautiful, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And like the clash or combining with like Batman and Gotham and stuff like that. You know, Batman gives it a boost too. So, yeah. All right, now we got Crisis on Infinite Earths. This is peak. This is peak. This is my favorite Crisis out of the out of 2 Crisis I've read. I've seen parts of other ones, like some parts of Marvel ones that I looked on Wikipedia or just like whatever, but this is like peak in my opinion. It incorporated so many different character stories, bro, like in a comprehensive way, bro. And my man's was involved too. He was involved. He was in the mix too. So I gotta give it a plus, unlike the other Crisis, which I'm gonna get to later. But nah, Crisis was that stuff, bro. Crisis was that stuff, bro. And how they handled Crisis, which I believe I'll probably get to that later. But how they handled it after was that stuff, bro. I love Crisis, bro. I love Crisis. All right, now we got Cyborg, a New 52, as part of the DCU movement, DCU publishing line, whatever. I don't know. Cyborg was pretty good. It wasn't better than Convergence, but it was very good. Cyborg himself, like a super interesting character to be. I never read his stuff, so you know what I'm saying. I rock with Cyborg. You know, the man versus machine arc, and then the involvement of my guy. You know, they had him say, they acknowledged that this guy is like top 3 strongest guys on the planet. Although actually no, this is New 52 version, so he actually wasn't up there. We know he's strong, but like it's not made clear how strong he is relative to everyone else. So yeah, just involving him in there and not downplaying him like some other stories did, for no reason. Because unless you have a reason to downplay him, which sometimes they do, but not downplaying him, you know what I'm saying? Involving him in a mix, incorporated his stuff in there. So yeah, pretty good, very good. Forever Evil. I ain't gonna lie, I love Forever Evil. Forever Evil was low-key peak. I ain't gonna lie. Forever Evil was that stuff, bro. Better than Crisis? No, Crisis is just different. But Forever Evil was fire, bro. I love the fact that they incorporated the Shazam and the Shazam lore and stuff like that. The Black Adam stuff. Black Adam dying, but then like they brought him back. But I didn't like the fact that I had to go. It was a whole different comic where they brought him back, so I had to go through that. But yeah, involving Black Adam in it, you know what I'm saying? Again, acknowledging that Shazam is like literally top 3 strongest guys on the planet. Probably 2. Probably 2, so you had to come up with some other means to take him out of the equation, taking advantage of the fact that he's like a teenager or whatever, right? And then boom, they took him out, brought him back in, and you had Alexander Luthor Mazas or whatever, right? So yeah, great story. I guess that kind of goes more into Trinity War actually, so technically I would have to separate that. But I mean, it was a good, because it was so good of a story, and my guy was involved and my other guy kind of was involved too. I'm gonna just put it in peak and move on. All right, future state Shazam. How do I feel about future state Shazam? I mean, I feel like it was kind of jarring seeing him just like kill people. Seeing him just like murder people was pretty jarring. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty jarring. But at the same time, it was part of a bigger storyline with like Titans and stuff like that. And it was only, again, it was only one issue. So I'm only judging off of one issue. So I'll probably say it was good. I might bump it down to 4 lore just because, no, it was good. It was good. I kind of feel like I gotta put it together with Titans, because not this Titans, the other one. Where is it? Wait, no, it wasn't Titans. It was, I think it was it Shazam Deluxe? No. It was which run was it? It was one of the more recent runs that involved all that. It was 2021, I think. Was it 2021? It was 2019. Let me look at the pictures. No, it wasn't 2018. It was 2021 because it was To Hell and Back, right? Yeah, the To Hell and Back run from the pages of Titan Academy. So I feel like I gotta rank it with 2021. And I would say I don't like that Dane guy, bruh. The Dane guy was giving me some vibes, bruh. I don't know. The radar was going off, bro. I don't know about that guy, bro. Guy was throwing me off. It was good. I feel like it needed more, low key. It was, I mean, obviously it wasn't that long. It was like a few issues, but I do like the result of the arc was very good. But I mean, I'll probably put this in like 4 lore. Put this in 4 lore and put this in good. I think that's pretty fair. All right, the Genesis event in which my guy was involved. This is it was cool. It was a cool little comic. It was a cool little event, you know, with the sun going off and the sun about to explode. Some guy comes in to save the day. You know, my guy, he got some playtime at the beginning, and then they kind of reduced his playtime a little bit. So I gotta bump it down a little bit. Bump it down. I'll probably put Captain Marvel Adventures a little bit like this. Captain Marvel Adventures are Billy Bat's Adventures too. Billy Bat's Adventures, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know, maybe it's just because it was just a pain to read at first, but then the lore actually started becoming more interesting. So I'll probably put it above, but not above Future State. All right, Infinite Crisis has some room for improvement, bro. First of all, my guy was barely involved in that at all. Like, now he got one tapped at like the start of the arc because there was like, oh, the wizard's dead. Ah, the Spectre, no. Which I'm like, okay, for story purposes, okay, yeah. You know, sometimes you gotta get rid of somebody. But it was my guy. So I gotta knock points for that. Along with the fact that compared to Crisis on Infinite Earth, bro, I thought, bro, based on the name, I thought it was gonna be like a real event, but it wasn't. It was a cool little event. I'm not counting this as part of 52. I'm putting it separately. So as an arc itself, it wasn't even all that. All right, now JLA 1960s. You feel me? That was a little you know, he had his little scuffles in the Crisis with Superman. You know, they had the little planetary scuffles, and I would say it's good. It's good. They was boxing, you know, had great stakes. You know, it wrote the characters pretty well in terms of them, you know, balancing or nullifying each other. And this is the one where Supergirl had to save the day, I believe, right? It was Supergirl and Mary Marvel who had to bring them back to their senses. I might be wrong because they have fought each other like, yeah, there's like they fought each other like multiple different times. So I might be wrong on that, but that's from what I remember. It was pretty good. Was it better than To Hell and Back? I don't know. I don't know if it was better than To Hell and Back. I think it was better than To Hell and Back. From just like a 4-issue run standpoint, I think it was probably better. But it's an argument, it's a conversation. I'll probably take Cyborg over both of them because my guy was even like, he was a background feature tonight and it was still more interesting. But I like this. I actually have this on my wall right now. Like I have a display of this comic book on my wall right now. All right, boom. Now we have, this was JLA. No, yeah, the JLA 1997 event. I forgot what the event was called, but it was the event where Jakeem Thunder's genie and the other genie, Licks, was fighting and the world was suffering, and then Johnny Thunder like died, but then he got turned into a genie at the end of it. I just spoiled the whole comic, but I don't care. I ain't gonna lie. Spoilers. But I mean, look at the cover. This is my marvelous captain. This is one of the few outright victories, not only outright victories, but he actually cooked him. Like he's okay. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Look, if you really go back into it and go look into the comics, bro, the only victories that Superman has over Shazam are all Mickey. Like, okay, they were arm wrestling. It was completely even. Then Mary and Freddy both transform, so his powers is reduced, and then he wins. Okay, Mickey. Like, that's like one of the, I forgot which one the other one, where Superman won, it was like something stupid. I forgot what it was, but it was Mickey. And then most of the other fights is like completely even matched, where they just stop fighting because they realize, okay, you know what I'm saying, we probably should stop fighting. But then, or the time where in this comic right here, which is where he said the Shazam word and it was like, bah, and they reset Superman and made him not evil anymore. And so again, it was a stalemate. What am I trying to say? Yeah, all the other times is just like even or Mickey, but this is not Mickey, because yes, he did sneak him. I'm not gonna lie to you. He definitely snuck that man. Like he snuck him crazily. But if you look in deeply into the image, I'm not gonna zoom in, but actually I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna zoom in for those who don't know ball, who didn't read this comic. You can see that after he hits him, right, after he sneaks him a little bit, he's looking at him, he has one eye open. He said he had a question mark right there. He's questioning, he's like, Bill, what's up? He's like, what's going on? And then he punches it right in his mouth. He knocked out cold. You know how long he was knocked out cold for? Like 4 hours. Like he had that man. That man was in the upper room. Like he was going. Like he clocked him, bruh. He clocked him, eliminated him from the equation so that he could get to work himself. You know what I'm saying? Do Superman's job. So that's all I'm saying, is that he really cooked him. Like he cooked him. He cooked that man, bro. That's my marvelous captain right there. And also the story was elite too. It was actually a great story. You should go back and read it. It was JLA issues, I think 20, either 27. It started around 27 or 28 and it went to like 31. Yeah, it was actually a good issue, and my man's was out there putting in crazy work. So yeah. All right, now we get JSA 1999. Peak. Actually peak. Like his interactions with the other Justice Society members, his like relationships with like Stargirl and, you know, Jay Garrick, Hawkman, Black Adam. I think Black Adam was involved in that. That was 1997, right? Yeah, Black Adam was involved. So nah, like JSA as a whole, right? JSA is great. It's great reads. You know, all the wars and, you know, events that occur. It is actually great reads. I was reading that for a long time, and I was enjoying every second of it. It was peak, in my opinion. One of my favorite runs, for sure. All right, now we got Justice 2005. Kingdom Come, but like done right. Kingdom Come, the good ending. Look at that photo. Actually, look at it compared to the Kingdom Come photo. This had to be intentional, bro. This had to be intentional. I refuse to believe this was not intentional framing, intentional callback to Kingdom Come in 1996. Look at his position. No. I'm actually looking at these side by side. He's literally in like almost the same position. But yeah, no, it's literally Kingdom Come, but like the good ending. I'll say it's pretty good. I'll put it right above, because the stakes was there. Like it seemed like the whole situation was cooked. I thought it was over. I thought it was GG's, but they managed to restore the status quo without it feeling like they restored the status quo. Like with it still feeling like everything was changed for. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. And what they did to Aquaman, bro, they did Aquaman the worst way, bro. They did Aquaman so dirty in that hole, bro. Oh my goodness. Honestly, because of this frame right here, I might slide it up. I might have to slide it up. Low key. The frames matter. Look at that frame, bro. That frame is that stuff, bro. The Kingdom Come is peak. I ain't gonna lie. Kingdom Come is peak. Kingdom Come is that stuff, bro. Kingdom Come hit different emotionally. On an emotional level, bro, ignore this frame. Because this frame, the storyline as a whole, bro, Kingdom Come is that stuff, bro. I really enjoy Kingdom Come, bro. I enjoy, as a story, it's better than Justice, but Justice was pretty good too. This was very good too. Actually, I don't think I'll put it right here because I like this picture more than this. This picture has more aura than this picture. Actually, this picture has more aura. I'm not gonna lie. This picture has crazy aura. This picture has insane aura. But then if you actually read into it, the aura is different. But again, that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to it. Justice League 1987, aka Justice League International. My guy was just getting his feet wet into the waters of the team ups. You know what I'm saying? Get into the league. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I'll put it right above Convergence. I'll say maybe a little below because my guy, you know what I'm saying, he was still trying to get involved in there. You know, he wasn't like he was an important part of the story, but he wasn't like a super integral part of the storyline. It was a good story though, I'm not gonna lie. But I'll probably put it right there. I think that's fair. All right, now we got Justice League 2011, and Justice League Darkseid War is part of Justice League 2011. But just because I have these here, I'll probably just go rank them separately. I mean, yeah, I have Trinity War here too, which is also part of Justice League 2011, and Forever Evil, which is also part of. Wait, no, that was like 2013. Yeah, that was like 2013 or something like that. Okay, so this and this are the same because this is Shazam Deluxe. I believe I'll put them in the same place. I thought it was up there, bro. It was up there, bro. I don't think it was peak, but it was very good. It was very good. The lore purposes, right? Darkseid War. It wasn't peak. It wasn't quite. Nah, it was almost, but I feel like it wasn't quite peak. It wasn't quite peak, but it was up there though. It was up there. It was up there. Let's just rate this as okay. This is specifically Shazam's part in Justice League, like his origin or whatever. And then this is like the rest of it that was part of that he was part of, and then this is your Darkseid War, just Darkseid War. Now Trinity War, as part of, again, with Forever Evil right there, I think Trinity War was maybe a little bit better than Forever Evil. I just feel like the stakes. I feel like I was a little bit disappointed when I realized that, okay, the Pandora's box was actually just Earth 3. It was actually just Earth 3. But then they showed that, okay, now Earth 3 gets serious, but then it was like, okay, actually, it was actually leading up to the freaking, but in the Darkseid War, you know what I'm saying, everything that went down on the dark side. So it was like kind of a gradual buildup, but I feel like the story was built up in the opposite way. Not that it was bad at all. It was very good, but I just feel like I love the Trinity War and like the involvement. Like I actually went to read a little bit of the background with Pandora and Fancy Stranger and the Question. I just really like that's in my opinion though. Like they're all very good. Like if I reread it, I might like have a different opinion about it. All right, now JSA 2007. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't remember that much from JSA 2007, bro. Like I remember 1997 1997 I remember, or 1999. Yeah, I remember that pretty vividly. 2007 I don't remember that much. I think it was like one little arc or whatever. I'm just putting it in good because honestly I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember that much of it. Of Shazam, I'm putting a lot of stuff in good, bro, because I don't remember all of it. But like honestly, just good. Like New Champion Shazam was pretty good. It was a good arc. You know, I like Mary getting involved, Mary bossing up. I think it was better than Convergence Shazam. It was not as good as Justice 2005. That was better than 2005, but 2011 was better. I think that's a fair little bar. It was better than all this stuff, but 2011 was better. And then Night Terror Shazam, it was kind of mid. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of mid. That's a 4 lore type of situation. I like Shazam Future State kind of better. And I thought it was a bad story, but it was kind of like, you know, it was cool. It was cool. It was cool. All right, now Legends. In hindsight, Legends was low-key peak. I ain't gonna lie. Legends was low-key peak. I'm like, especially when you consider my man's involvement in the story, bro. When you consider that, Legends was low-key peak. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, then the deal with Naran and like the freaking how it came back later on into Hell and back, which is, you know what I'm saying? Which I'm not sure. I don't think that was a direct reference to that, but no, it definitely has some ties, bro. It has some ties involved in that. But nah, Legends was low-key peak. Even as a story in and of itself, Legends was like that, bro. I like Legends a lot. Now Shazam, 1970s. This one, it was up there. It was up there in terms of the runs, bro. It was up there. I think in terms of the most complete comprehensive run from beginning to end, I was in the 70s for a minute and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed the 70s arc. The 70s comics. It had like the charm of the 50s stuff, but with enough like lore and enough of basic like storytelling that it was still interesting to read. I mean, what lore? I mean, everything in the 50s was lore technically, but there's stuff in the 70s that's still coming up to this day, whereas there's still a lot of stuff in the 50s that just got scrapped because it was the original. So it's close enough to the old to have the vibes of the old, but like W storytelling and writing. So I rock with it. All right, Shazam and the Seven Magical Lands. It was good. It was right in that good territory. It was right same vein as 2011. Yeah, I don't have that much to say. It was good reads. You know, you had the eponymous Seven Magical Lanes, but yeah, that they said. Oh wait, nah, I'll probably put it. The best part about it was Superboy Prime. Oh wait, that's the thing in the 70s I was talking about, or is it the 70s I was talking about, or is the 2000s I was talking about? It was one arc or one thing in Shazam that was after Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yeah, Crisis on Infinite Earths, 1985. Yeah, I think it was the New Beginning that they met the Wizard. And the Wizard was like, yo, this is not the Wizard, the people I know or whatever. But that was after the 70s. I remember that was after the 70s. I might gotta pull up the list so I get a rough timeline, because the timeline be mixing me up sometimes. Yeah, so after Crisis on Infinite Earths, yeah, the New Beginning, that's what I was talking about, the New Beginning. I might take the new chip. Nah, they're in the same kind of tier to me, or the same kind of area. You know what, feminine empowerment, we put it right there. All right. Shazam 2023, the current run is very good. I don't know how I feel about it, honestly, because I feel like it's just a direct continuation of the preview. Like I feel like it's all in the same kind of territory, because it's like the story's genuinely directly continuing. So it's hard for me to rank it as an independent thing when it's like, I feel like it's just continuous. I think I'll put it probably at the top right here. I'm kind of overrating Darkseid War. Darkseid War was good, but I'll put it right there. I think I like some of the stuff before 2011 or the 2011. All right, Shazamily. It was alright. I ain't gonna lie, anything involving Zachary Levi, bro, I did not really care. Like, I still haven't watched the Shazam movies, bro. I still haven't watched the movie, because even back before I was like a super duper Shazam, that was my guy, when he was just like a superhero that I liked. When I seen the trailer, I said, I cannot take that guy seriously, bro. Put it right in here, because I just can't take him seriously. I don't know, like, I can't take him seriously. The freaking trailer, he was posted up against the wall with a bubble gum in his mouth and a freaking drink from a movie theater. I was like, nah, I cannot take him seriously. So I gotta hate. I don't want to be a hater, but I just can't do it, bro. Like, I understand, like, Billy Batson, obviously he's a teenager. Usually he's a young guy, right, in an adult's body with his powers or whatever. That is like, okay, you know what I'm saying? He be making jokes sometimes, but he's not a jokester. You know what I'm saying? He's not a jokester character. Obviously you could have different spins on a character, but he's not a jokester, jokey joke, haha, party har har type of character, man. You know what I'm saying? There's different aspects to it. He's not just a straight serious guy either. You know what I'm saying? He's obviously a kid, so he has like maturity problems, and that factors into the stories, right? Of like, okay, the innocence of a kid versus like the maturity of an adult, right? You know, that factors into it. right? But then having a kid who can see different things in different perspectives, you know what I'm saying? All this other stuff, right? And then sometimes it leads more into the disrespectful department where he's like, he starts off the story kind of annoying and being annoying about his powers and being annoying about, oh, I don't have to save anyone, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? You know, there are different aspects, but the comedic Cardi hard, bruh, I don't know, bruh. Maybe I have to watch the movie to see the vision. But I read the comics that the writers of the movie and the actors in the movie wrote too, and I was like, I don't know, bruh, because I see some comics where he was comedic, namely Justice League 2011 or in Cyborg. Where's Cyborg at? Cyborg, he was comedic. I'll probably boost some stuff up here. I didn't hate Magic Lands, but I just feel like the old stuff was different, bro. I feel like that old stuff was different, bro. This stuff is mostly close, but I just feel like the old stuff was better. All right, now we got Shazam: The Monster Society Evil, which is another part of the Billy Batson the Magic Shazam stuff. I don't really like it that much, bro. I'll probably put it in room for improvement. It's not even lore. Like, I don't even think the lore needs to be explored for real, bro. Like, in fact, no, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it right here, put this right there, because I just don't care for anything evolving, bruh. I know I had the 7 magic lands in it or whatever, but I just don't really care. In fact, this is the one where it was an edition where it was they were all split up into, it was supposed to be like a mini anthology or whatever. It was like, yeah, it's not really necessarily reads, bruh. In fact, I put it in I read that all out here because I ain't trying to read that, bro. I ain't trying to read that, bro. I read it because it was in the list. You know what I'm saying? It was in the list back to back of the Shazam movie stuff. I said, okay, let me just read it. But I don't really care for it like that, to be honest. All right, Shazam: The New Beginning, peak. Especially because, again, the thing I mentioned before, where the Wizard remembered who they were pre-crisis, because I like when people remember stuff, which is exactly what I like about Magic Lands. Where's Magic? Yeah, I might boost it a little bit because they had Superboy Prime there. Like, they had Superboy Prime there after all them years being stuck in the freaking cage, you know, after all that freaking another crisis happened while, you know what I'm saying, or not another crisis happened, yeah, another because Rebirth happened and bro was stuck in the cage. Talk about Captain Marvel, Mary Marvel, Captain Marvel Jr., and they was confused. I was not. I said, I like this callback. I'm a callback merchant. I ain't gonna lie. I am a callback merchant. All this stuff is close to me. It's too close. All right, Thundercrack. Nah, that was not it, bro. That was not it, bro. That was not that stuff. He had the captain of the football team or whatever. You're like, nah. I only read it because it was part of the readings, but the lore was not loring, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Starman. Yeah, he was in 2 issues of Starman. I believe it was either 37, 38 or 32, 33. Something like that. I know it was in the 30s, but he was in a Starman issue. Yeah, Starman was good. Do I like it more than 2011? It's up there. It's up there. It's up there. Now I'm underrated the Justice League. I ain't gonna lie, I'm underrated this. I'll probably put this right here. Yeah, I'm underrated it. First Thunder. I read First Thunder so long ago. First Thunder, that was in 2005-ish. That was right before the crisis. Right. That was before the crisis. It was cool. Yeah, First Thunder was cool. I'll probably put it like right around here. It was cool. I'll probably take Starman. I'll take Starman. I'll take To Hell and Back. When I get into the weeds of it, it's kind of hard to rank them. Like, it's just somebody I know. It's like, okay, I really like this one. Superman Shazam, I ain't gonna lie, that was probably a step above. I like the alternate universe stuff they was doing. I like the involvement of the other heroes as well. You know, the boxing of each other. I like what they were doing. Now, the Infected King Shazam. Now, this is only 1 issue. I feel like I can't really rank 1 issue because it was a cool issue, but it means so much when you actually read like what it came from, which I went back and read Dark Knight's Metal, right? After that, I read the comic after Dark Knight's Metal where it was revealed that the Batman Who Laughs was still alive, right? And that he infected people. And then I saw how he infected Shazam. And then I read the comic where he was infected. And then I read the comic where he got uninfected. So it was like a whole little arc that I ended up reading as a side quest. So I have to put these in the same place. I probably put it was cool. It was cool. I think it was like a 4 lore situation. I think it was a 4 lore type of situation. Just cause like they were cool. They weren't bad. They were cool. They were cool. Got a little bit of Batman Who Laughs fatigue. Probably a 4 lore type situation. All right, Multiversity, the Thunderworld Adventures. Oh, was I mixing it up? I think I mixed it up. Convergence. No. I remember Convergence. Multiversity was when the freaking Savannah was stealing the time out of the Rock of Eternity, right? And the time went forward and backward, and you know what I'm saying, it had some lore in it. It was good. It was calm, actually. I think it wasn't bad at all, actually. But I think it was more like a for lore type of situation, where it's like, it's cool to happen. It was cool. It was a cool little issue. Cool little issue. It wasn't like the best. It was cool. I'll probably put it in room for improvement, bruh. Probably with both of those in room for improvement. Again, technically literally all this is lore. So I need to keep that in mind, that some of these I could probably just move down. All right, the power of Shazam was peak. I probably would super Shazam right around here. And the power of Shazam was peak, bro. That was one of the better Shazam runs. It's up there with my Marvelous Captain, honestly. I probably put it on top of here, bro. It was one of the better Shazam runs, like in terms of the combination of everything. You combine everything. You combine the lore, combine the storytelling, the writing, the callbacks. You know what I'm saying? How they handled the characters. It was really good. It was really good. Like the villains, the artwork, the art style is freaking beautiful, bro. Like, the art is actually one of my favorite art styles. Shout out Jerry Ordway, bro. Jerry Ordway was putting in work. Krause was putting in work too, bro. They was all putting in work. Yeah, the art style is amazing. Shout out Bill Parker. But yeah, like the art style is amazing. The references, yeah, everything's amazing, bro. And I'm including both the one shot and the actual run is amazing, bro. All right, now Lazarus Planet, my Marvelous Captain. That is Diana Prince in a Shazam costume. I don't really need to say anything else. I don't think anything else needs to be said. I don't think anything else needs to be said. That is enough to make a grown man shed a tear. Like this means something to me. This means something to me, man. This means something to me, bro.
This shit means something to me, man.
On a serious note, the story was actually really good too. And I liked how freaking Mary got involved with the Amazons too, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Shazam and getting in the mix with the gods and stuff like that, and the wizard, the continuing the wizard storyline from 2011. Or 2013 or 2015, whatever year it was, bruh. But the wizard was tweaking. It has been tweaking since 2011. Now we got Titans 2008, issue number 32, Shazam versus Osiris, right? I think I put that together with Trials of Shazam, and that was very good. I'll probably put that on top, like right around here. I think it's better than what's going on currently. The only issue I have, the issue I have is that right after they just reset it. Freddy lost his powers and it was like, what happens now? Freddy doesn't have his powers anymore. Whoop-de-doo. So that's the only issue I have, is that it was like, oh, freaking Mary sold her soul. Or no, was that earlier where Mary sold her soul, bruh? Where Black Adam did the thing and then I gave her powers and then the cars got banished and then freaking the wizard came and he was like, hey, what are y'all doing? And then he stripped Mary of her powers. He stripped Billy of his powers. He turned freaking Black Adam and Isis into freaking statues or whatever, into stone. And Mans was just gone. They made a reference to Cry for Justice that I also read, but I decided not to add because I was like, it was very tangential. You was like, you did not really need to read it. But so that's a lot of stuff that I'm mixing up in my head right now. But anyway, Trials of Shazam, I really enjoyed Trials of Shazam. Look at the artwork, bruh. Look at the artwork. The artwork sexy, bruh. In fact, now Power Shazam, you go up into that tier. You go up into this tier, bro. One of the best ones. Okay. Any super duper peak moment goes right in there. All right. Now, last but not least, we have War of the Gods, which is a Wonder Woman story. Again, that adds extra points to it. And it had a lot of stuff going on in there. My mans was really involved. They really get into the mix as well. So with all that being said, it's almost peak. I'm not gonna lie, it's almost peak. It's up there. Probably put it on top of this tier. This tier is a little very loose just because a lot of stuff I just enjoyed straight up. I just enjoyed it, and it's hard to rank how much I enjoy something when I enjoy them separately. I don't enjoy them as a unit. But yeah, I really enjoy War of the Gods. I like how Shazam was involved in it. They're trying to manipulate his power and stuff. I love Wonder Woman, so Wonder Woman is actually my goat, as you can see. But yeah, this is my tier list for the Shazam essential reading. No, obviously not everything was involved. I didn't read all the 50s. I gotta read some of these. Anything involving freaking Zachary Levi automatically, I'm not. But yeah, there's a lot of great great reason here. You could argue, honestly, just because I forgot what happened in Justice Society 23 to 28, but I remember what happened. It was involving Black Adam and Comrade. I'll probably put it up here a little bit, probably boost it right here. And then Justice 2005 wasn't like that good. It was good though, but I'll probably move that right there. It's some backup issues. There's definitely some backup issues that aren't here. Like again, like I said, Cry for Justice, Shazam was involved, but he wasn't super involved. But he was macking with Supergirl, so I, you know, boost. But yeah, it was a very great experience reading all these comics. And I'm not editing this video. I'm not editing it at all. You get to witness the greatness, contemplate it with me, and yeah.
Thank you. Bye bye.